Yo guys, how's it going? And welcome to our UFC 253 predictions and breakdown. I'm joined by Mr. Ryan Falcon. Ryan, thank you so much for joining me.
Glad to be here. Really excited about this.
I am so excited. Like Ryan and I've talked about, this is the fight for me all year long. I've waited since Whitaker went down to Israel, and I am so excited to look at this card. I don't know nearly as much as I normally do, so I'm going to let Ryan take the floor. Ryan, what do you have to say about this first fight on the main card?
You got me. Oh, Jesus. Got me and Hakeem versus the Hugov. I actually think this is going to be a really exciting matchup to really get this great card going. Hakeem's going to bring the fight. He's going to look to control the pace. While I think the Hugov will really look times to counter and really take his chances, shoots for the takedown. All in all, I think it's going to be a very exciting fight, like I said. But I would say Hakeem's probably going to end this in a big way with a KO, I would say, around the second round.
I was going to say, I've seen him fight a couple times, and he's always, it's always an exciting fight, so I'm super excited for this.
All right, for the next fight, we have the ladies coming up with Vieira and Eubanks. This is going to be the only one I really feel is going to be a lopsided match. In favor of Vieira. I just feel she's overall more skilled in every phase. The Eubanks she's very tough. Most of her fights go the distance. I just think that Vieira is just going to be too much for her in this match.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know enough about this fight to give my opinion, honestly.
Moving on to France and Royval. Conflicting styles, so this honestly should make a very interesting matchup. France likes to be active with his hands. Royval likes to be busy on the ground. I see Royval using his size advantage to get the better of France, ending in a submission, just like 60% of his wins have come in his career. Then moving on to the co-main event, we have Dominic Reyes versus Jan Blachowicz. Jan's a very overall solid fighter. He doesn't have many holes in his game. Early in his career, faces a good amount of adversity, though he's overcome it, going into a lot of momentum coming into this fight. Stylistically, styles make fights, and I feel like his striking and his counter punching is honestly going to make a tougher matchup for Dominic than even the Jones fight, and I know that's going to surprise a lot of people, but I really feel that this is going to be a much closer fight than a lot of people are assuming. On Dominic's side, I would say that he is what I believe is going to be the trend in the new age of MMA, which is going to be the overall athlete. Not saying that the former or current fighters today aren't, but I'm talking like this man was looking to be drafted in the NFL, like that type of athlete, that he's just more of an overall type of athlete rather than just a fighter. He's got powerful, quick hands, serviceable ground game. I feel like he's coming into this knowing after the John Jones fight that he truly belongs on the championship level. And I really think that's going to propel him to this victory. I do have some cardio concerns with Dominic, though I have him TKO somewhere in the championship rounds 4 or 5.
Okay. I was going to say, I think the first fight I saw of Jan's was when he knocked out Luke Rockhold and looked really, really good. And then he obviously beat Corey Anderson as well. So, like you said, I think the betting on this is pretty heavy in Dominic's favor, correct? Or am I off there?
No, you're very correct. It is a lopsided Vegas-wise. I just think stylistically, again, this is going to be a lot tougher for Dominic than a lot of people are assuming.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be such a fun co-main event.
Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. The co-main, really the main event. We have Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. Izzy at the beginning of Embedded said there's actually no beef between the two per se. They're just stylistically and mentally very different. He kind of described it as oil and water, which was very interesting because they sounded like they had a good amount of beef with each other. I'll start with Costa. On Costa's end, he's going to bring the fight to Izzy. He's going to constantly be moving forward, really let go of those powerful hands, letting them fly. I don't think he's technically as sound as Adesanya, but with Costa, it really just takes one good shot to really change the landscape of the fight. I also believe that his jiu-jitsu is something people don't give him enough credit for. He's very well coached, and he's actually pretty skilled in that area. And then we have Izzy, the real-life ninja. One of the most technically sound, or unsound as he puts it, just because he believes he's pretty unorthodox and creative in the way that he mixes his moves. He's the most technically sound fighter I've probably ever seen in the octagon. Again, kind of like with the Dominic Reyes build, he's an athlete, complete athlete. There's nothing this man cannot do. What he lacks in power, in comparison to Costa, he makes up for it and more with his skill. That being said, he does also have certified knockout power. Just when you're comparing it to the Hulk smash that is Paulo Costa, it's not quite the same. I will say he does have the advantage in the gas tank. I feel like Paulo in the championship rounds, big muscly guy, can get a little tired out, and I think that's where Adesanya is going to really start to pick him apart, and then really hopefully make his pushes there. I will say Izzy also learns very quickly, so I do see if Paulo's just sitting waiting on a counter punch, I see Izzy learning very quickly, making quick adjustments, just like we saw in the Romero fight, which leads me to the Romero fighting both of them, and a couple things I took from those fights. Romero gave Adesanya a very weird look at the very beginning of the fight. He literally just stood there, not allowing Izzy to really find any holes in his game, whereas with Costa, it was a complete slugfest. He went right at Costa. You can take from that what you want as far as how he thought of them skill-wise. I just thought it was very interesting in the way that Romero respected Adesanya. It looked like just a little bit more than Costa. All in all, I think you would look for Izzy in rounds 4 or 5 again to really start picking him apart. And I think this actually goes to the judges where Izzy wins unanimously. What do you think?
I love it, dude. I love the breakdown. Like you said, starting with Paulo Costa, I don't know if we've ever seen anyone walk down Yoel Romero. Like what he did in that fight. Again, I don't have a ton of footage to go off Costa, but that's like the number one takeaway from that Romero fight is he just, he took shots and he threw them. And like Dana White said, there is no way this isn't going to be an incredible fight. He promised that this is going to be an amazing fight, and I backed that up as well. Ever since Ben Askren left the UFC, Israel Adesanya has became my favorite fighter. So I'm really, really, really hoping he can get the job done here. I am so excited. Like you said, these guys, it's just going to be fireworks. The problem I have is I could see it going two totally different ways, and that's what I love about the fight. I could see Izzy, catching Costa and knocking him out in, fantastic fashion like he can. Or I could see Paulo Costa just bulldozing his way through and knocking out Izzy. I've been waiting for this fight for so long where the fact that we're talking about it makes me so excited, Ryan.
Doesn't even seem real, man.
No, it doesn't, dude.
Forever.
But yeah, so I'm going to back Izzy again. I'm a bit of an Izzy fanboy. I'm going to say Adesanya TKO KO in the 4th round. That's my prediction right now. But
hey, I love it. That sounds about right.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you do check out Ryan. I will link him down below. Go check out his Twitter. I think you're starting a podcast as well, right?
Very soon, yes.
There you go. So make sure you guys do check out his podcast as well. Ryan, thank you for joining us. Guys, make sure you drop a like and a subscription. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.